All right. Well, good evening, everybody. I know we have some people here online on Facebook Live, as well as obviously through our Zoom portal. We have some people live and we have people watching on YouTube as well. So it's great that people are joining us from so many different platforms. And we always get excited when we're about to do these webinars. But I think today for me, it's really a special one because we're actually launching for the first time a brand new program. So, at IHG, we have a lot of signature programs and our signature programs, even our latest one, the metabolic program, was absolutely fantastic. Dr. Sharif has also launched something about cleaning genes. So literally, not the genes we wear, but the genes in our bodies. So we can actually do things about that as well. So that's exciting. Obviously, our musculoskeletal programs, whether it be scoliosis or neuropathy programs, spinal decompression programs, our arthritis programs, chronic pain, and so forth, they're all very popular, but I think this one that we're about to talk about obviously has global reach. And because I think all of us at some point have tried to lose weight. Clearly, as we get older as well, with our metabolism and so forth, weight loss becomes harder. And I know it's a common resolution people have at New Year's and so forth, but it's so difficult. But I think now, obviously, with us leveraging our multidisciplinary approach, our synergistic approach that we like to employ here at Intelligent Health Group, getting the leaders in each field to come together, creating a health team around somebody, we get better results. And nothing more could be true than when we launched this program, because through this program, we've been able to leverage many different things to create truly a holistic weight release program, we're calling it. So it is a breakthrough. I do think it has been a revelation to me, and I think it will be revolutionary going forward as well. So let's get right into it. Let's unveil our breakthrough weight release program. So as mentioned, it is a 12-week program. Now, what is this program? Well, for us to understand why our program works, again, let's start with the front end. And again, I think this is the missing piece. This might often be the missing ingredient in the recipe, the secret sauce, so to speak. And yet, if you think about it, we all know this. The reason that's so hard to keep our New Year's resolutions is because it's hard to create new habits. Habits, the mind is very powerful. If you create new habits that last, certainly things change, results change. But if it is just a short term motivational thing, short term inspiration that withers away and you go back to your old habits, kind of like a thermostat, going back to the pre programmed setting, that's where we get into trouble and things just don't stick. And nothing is more true than in weight loss. So we know that the stat is that 95% of people, even if they go on a diet and they're earnest, within 3 years that weight comes back. And I think it's really important then to understand that 80% of weight loss is mindset. It really is. It's about understanding that we need to rewire the brain for new habits, new ways of thinking. And breaking old limitations, limiting beliefs. And in fact, 95% of the mind is subconscious. We have to remember that. Only 5% is conscious. So we don't even know the things that are holding us back, what our body image is like truly, how we really view ourselves, or why we're even holding on to weight. Perhaps there's previous traumas, unstored reasons. So we need to understand what those are, and then we can deal with them. So again, I think the fact that we have mindset is huge. And we actually incorporate this as our first 4 weeks of our program. The other aspect is, even if you do think about, okay, habit and changing habits, and then we start thinking just about the diet itself, we forget that we also are physiological beings. We have a biology, a chemistry to us, and it's all unique. And we have our own challenges with this machinery called the body and our gut health and our digestion. And we have to make sure that's working for us. And so, how do we optimize the functionings of our biology? Of our body. And really, that's where we got to go deeper. And then over the next 4 weeks of our program, we go into that. We go into our hormone regulation, and we go into things that like our metabolism, our gut health. We start looking at these sorts of things at a deeper level and try to fix those things. And once we get them back online, then things start to happen and we start to get results. Again, we're going to more of the root cause of the limitations physiologically and getting that unraveled. So now that the mind has gotten, again, unraveled, so has the body, now we can start taking things to that next level and start really expediting things. And the last 4 weeks then would be about things that traditionally are always thought about, like exercise and so forth. But now, if our body is working better for us and our mind is in the right place, certainly the exercise will bear more fruit. So, providing proper intelligent activity is going to be really, really important. And using the latest science and research about biohacking, we try to leverage that as well. And so, in so doing, as you can see, by taking care of the mind, the body, and the latest in science and research, we're able to find a lasting solution, a solution that's going to be better and more optimal than anything else you've ever tried, because it truly is holistic. We look at all states, parts of our being, mind, body, and spirit. So let's go again into explaining our approach. So again, the first 4 weeks is a mindset reset. Weeks 5 to 8 is a biological rebalancing. Weeks 9 to 12 is intelligent exercise and biohacking. And as I mentioned, throughout the whole 12 weeks, it is very important as well that we look at the very common denominator, and that is our nervous system, our brain, and our spine, because that controls our thoughts, that controls our physiology, is our nervous system. That's the master control system of the body. And so between weeks 1 and 12, we're also regulating our nervous system. And we do that through chiropractic care. And we'll be talking about that more. But let's now dive into these individual phases and really understand more about them. I've mentioned it at a high level, but now we have our experts. Again, leveraging our experts, our team of practitioners. We have our holistic healing practitioner. She is fantastic, Selena Mitra. She's a hypnotherapist, a transformational coach, and specifically, she has previously had and currently has amazing programming for weight loss that people have had great results with. So to explain that more, I'll ask Selena to take over and explain her part of the program.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. I'm so excited to share this with you. Um, what I have done is create a 4 week, like the first 4 weeks of the weight loss program to basically mirror through the subconscious mind the effects of Ozempic, is like, for lack of a better way to say it, or any weight loss injection. So the first week, what we do is we install subconsciously a weight loss injection. We train the subconscious mind to lower our food intake so we're not eating as much and increase our metabolism as much as the mind controls the body. In week 2, we turn down or off food cravings and we turn up our desire for nutritious food. And in week 3, we release the emotional weight. So that could be any subconscious reason that you're holding on to the weight. Sometimes people hold on to weight to protect themselves. You don't even realize you're doing it. Maybe some things happened in your past and your body just starts holding on to this weight as a form of protection because it thinks for some reason it's going to serve you. But now you're, X amount of years old and you don't need that same protection that the body created at that young age of 10 or 12 or 15 or whenever it started. And so we go into the subconscious mind and we release whatever needs to be released in that time period. And then in week 4, what we do is we really connect you to that healthier, slimmer version of you, that vision of you that you have in your head once all the weight has been released and you're operating at your prime level. So I'll use myself as a personal example. I started this weight release program in end of May. And in 6 weeks, I dropped personally, just from the subconscious part, just from the like the mindset part, I dropped 15 pounds and 4.5 inches around my waist. I no longer eat cake. And it's not that I hate it, it's just that, like, I really just don't care about it. That was one of my food items that I gave up. The other one was french fries, and I end up giving up whatever my clients give up. So, like, today I gave up pizza because, the imagery that comes with the giving up or turning down the cravings sometimes turns you off the food yourself when you're delivering the sessions. Um, yeah, I think that's pretty much my part in it, is to make sure that you are feeling good as you release the weight, and that these habits are incorporated in a way that start to feel natural. It doesn't feel like, oh my God, I'm doing this or I'm doing that. We're incorporating it in such a way that all of a sudden you go, wow, I'm really enjoying the taste of salads more. Like, my body is just all of a sudden craving salad or craving these healthier, nutritious food. And I'm just not interested in these other items that are no longer serving me in the way that I desire.
Thank you, Selena, for that. But Selena, I have a few questions for you.
Okay,
I'm
great.
sure some people are maybe thinking this as well during the presentation here. So, if you could elaborate a little bit about what your mechanism is. How is it that you are able to, for example, turn down certain cravings when people have tried that in various ways before? But in what way do you do that? What's the format?
So I use hypnosis for everything. That was a great question. I use hypnosis for everything. And for those of you that aren't familiar with hypnosis, I'll give you like a quick breakdown. So basically, we have like our conscious mind. And Dr. Puri mentioned this earlier, 95% is in our subconscious. Our subconscious is where we store our thoughts, our beliefs, our emotions, it's our experiences. It's basically like our hard drive. If we wanted to really understand it, it's the hard drive of our computer. It stores all the information. And it's only when we bypass the little judgy voice in your head and get the judgy voice to stop talking, that we can access the hard drive and pull out the information. So through, for turning off or down food cravings, what we're doing is we're creating new neural pathways in the brain, in the mind, through the subconscious to create positive associations with healthy food and negative associations with the foods that you want to stop eating. It's very specific for each person because everyone will choose what they want to give up. It's not my place to choose for you. Does that answer the question?
Yeah, it does. And I think you mentioned a little bit about people retaining emotional weight. I think that's an interesting term. Sometimes we haven't really heard that before, but releasing emotional weight. Can you just describe that a little bit further? What is it? What is meant by emotional weight?
Sometimes we have grief that we've been holding on to. Sometimes we're holding on to guilt. Sometimes it's shame. Sometimes it's just, again, what I said earlier, the body's way of, or the mind's way of trying to protect us because there was something that happened in our past that we actually needed protecting from. And we didn't know at that age how to do it. So the body created a way to protect us. But now that we're older, we don't need that way anymore. So I had one client who wasn't dropping. And then we went through and found the root cause. Literally, we go into the session going, okay, we're going to find the root cause, the very reason why you're holding on to this weight, and uncovered whatever it was for them. I won't share the details. And within a week, they dropped 7 pounds. And that's just emotional weight that they've been holding on to.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. And again, these are things that we don't think about. I think this, when I started learning this from you, it really was an eye opener. It is something that we don't really think about. We think of the diet, we think of exercise. I mean, everybody knows that about just changing calories. But then it's just so frustrating when things just don't change. But I think these drivers really, I mean, it makes full sense now that you think about it. But because we don't actually deal with those or put those in the forefront, I think that's where our frustrations come from. So I think this really, really is a game changer. I'm sure you've seen that in your practice for sure, and you have. Can you also explain,
Oh, you accidentally
maybe
muted.
if you could just give us some other testimonials, maybe, or what kind of results you've seen in practice? Give us some examples. I think that would be fantastic.
Sure. On average, people drop about 10 pounds in that 4 weeks.
That's
Uh,
amazing.
1 to 4 inches around the waist. And I'm only measuring the weight and the waist. I haven't measured everything else. I had one client, I think she measured every part of her body and sent me her whole entire measurements. And she would notice, like, even just around her arm, half an inch would drop in a week.
It's absolutely incredible for sure. Um, okay, well, thank you so much for that.
You went off mute, or you went on mute accidentally.
Yeah, I just have another device. Sorry, interfering.
No one can hear you. Dr. Puri, we really can't hear you.
All right, sorry about that.
Perfect.
I'm just inviting people as well that if they have any questions that they can put a note into the chat box. I'm also just monitoring our different social medias and seeing if there's any questions. So if any questions come up, I will ask that. So I might come back to you. All right, so let's go to our next phase. And that is really the biological reset. So again, this is now getting more into some of the traditional territory that we sometimes look at, but again, nobody often goes as deep. If we really, really are motivated, we really got to go deep. And sometimes that means really investigating, things like our blood and what's happening and what are some of our limitations. How is our gut microbiome working? What is our hormone regulation like? What are some of those limiting factors, deficiencies, whether it be mineral, vitamin, etc. So sometimes we can go really, really deep with that, and that will help unearth or uncover those limitations in the machinery. So I think this is something we're very proud of now, that we are addressing that in this program. Again, using this holistic model, this comprehensive model, we are going to investigate that. And we're going to leverage the expertise of our naturopathic doctor. Dr. Sharif Gerges is amazing. Obviously, he has a amazing background. He was a medical doctor, anesthesiologist before, naturopathic doctor now, has various amazing specialties and focuses, but weight loss, sleep, these are definitely in his wheelhouse as things that he is a master at. So, Dr. Sharif, if you can maybe explain now in more detail the things that you do as part of our program and talk about what people can expect from you.
Okay, hello everyone. I'm glad to see a lot attending our webinar now. I would like to talk about my part of the program, which is integrated with the other team working with us, team members. So my part of the program starts between weeks 5 to 8. And this part focus on the biological dimension of weight management. My weight management program, which is gonna be incorporated in this program, is called Easy Peasy Weight Management Naturopathic Program. Why it is easy? Because it's already the patient comes to me, their mindset has been already adjusted for a change, so as they are ready for a change. As a naturopathic doctor, I start with my patient with the first initial assessment visit. It's gonna be a long visit. It's gonna take around 1 hour, 15 minutes. During this visit, I get full information about their health condition, their medical history, their main concerns, because I'm looking basically to the root cause of their issue. Especially now we are talking about weight management. So what is the obstacle behind behind them, preventing them from managing their weight? And by saying weight management, that means that why they didn't reach their target weight they are looking for, or their target body shape they are looking for. Shouldn't be just the weight, but it might be body shape. Okay, so this is the way that I'm looking for. And the management for me is not just losing weight; it might be adjusting weight, or some patients where they have other issues, they would like to gain some kilograms. So it depends what they are looking for. Okay, so this is the target we're gonna set with the patient. They cannot come ready for a change, as I told from a while, through the mindset setting with Selena. And the next step, as I told, we're gonna start with initial assessment. We're gonna look for the root cause. It might be the root cause preventing them from managing their weight, stress, and a lot of stress hormones preventing them from losing weight. Might be some kind of hormonal imbalance. It might be some metabolic. Their metabolism is very slow, that preventing them from adjusting their body weight. So based on the assessment, we're going to look for the root cause, maybe concomitant condition preventing them from losing weight. It might be they are taking some kind of medication like antidepressants, they make them gain weight. So we're going to look what is the root cause and start fixing that. And this is the basis of naturopathic medicine, looking for the root cause. And if there is any concomitant condition like diabetes, making them craving for sugar or whatever, we're gonna look for that and try to fix the underlying cause or any concomitant condition and start to help them through that. During the assessment, first we're gonna do the baseline BMI, which is the body mass index, which is based on their height and weight. And based on their body mass index, we're gonna put a target for a body mass index. I usually work with different classes of obesity or overweight. So depending on their class of obesity class, or depending on their level of overweight, we're gonna set a target, and I'm gonna tell them over this period, we're gonna go through it. What is our target? Let's say 1 kilogram per week loss or more, depending on their body metabolism, depending on their response. And we're gonna set up a diet program, maybe some kind of nutritional supplements, because sometimes some deficiencies in their food, they are not focusing on certain supplements like trace minerals, like chromium or something like that. Their metabolism is low, so we can stimulate their metabolism, make it faster metabolism, so gonna help them to manage their weight better. Okay, it's not just a diet, but we're gonna help them, our patients, through acupuncture. There is a role of acupuncture to help with weight management, or fixing at least the root cause of the issue. Ear seeds to help them to reduce their appetite, to help them to control their cravings. This kind of this is part of traditional Chinese medicine. We put for them some seeds around their earlobes, their auricles, and to help them to control their cravings and increase their satiety. Another thing, we do some kind of pressure therapy to help them to fix the underlying root cause and help them to go ahead for their target for weight management. We give recommendation for nutritional supplements, as I mentioned. if there are some kind of nutritional deficiencies or they need some kind of nutritional supplements that increase their metabolism, we can recommend some herbal medicine, some herbs that reduce their appetite, or some kind of herbs that increase their metabolism to reach our target, okay, or some kind of herbs that help them to fix the root cause of their issue, or concomitant condition, as I said. If there is a need for some kind of lab work, we're gonna give you a requisition to do some kind of lab work, to give me a guide if there are any nutritional deficiencies, or if there are any need to start certain herbal medicine, or I'm suspecting a medical condition that needs to search for it or dig more towards it. And this is the lab test. I'm gonna give you a requisition. Either you do it out of your pocket, or you can go to your family doctor, show it to them, and tell them my condition, and give you a note as well to give you a formal requisition covered by OHIP. Okay. My services are covered by most extended health insurance plans. So this is a good news about my service. And besides that, I'm gonna try to help my patients to go ahead and to save as much as they can. If there is a way that something could be covered by your HIP, like lab work, I'm gonna tell you the way, and I may give you the way to do it. Okay. This is what I'm doing. Is the most important through the week that I'm gonna do the follow up after the initial, that I'm gonna see your response to the diet. If you need any adjustment, your response to the herbal medicine or the supplements, and if you need any adjustment to add, modify the dose or anything, and to follow up with you to see if you have reached the target weight or not, because I'm gonna put for you a target weight loss for every week, and see if you have reached that or not. I'm gonna ask you to do a diet diary if you are following exactly whatever I'm telling you. If there are any side effects happened from the diet, change in your microbiome of the gut, if any change in your gut habits, any issues as regards your gut. So based on that, I'm gonna adjust your microbiome and help you through all of that. Okay. And if you have any questions, I'm here today. I'm gonna answer all your questions, but I'm glad if you're gonna start such a program with us as a whole, as a team.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Sharif. And my apologies, I'm not good at driving this today in terms of the control panel here with the slideshow, but thanks to everybody for your patience with that. But that was exciting. What I loved about all of that was just how thorough you are. From the moment of intake, clearly going into a very deep dive into the patient history, which I know you do such a good job at, and that's such a thorough assessment for over an hour and a half and so forth. I think that's fantastic. The other thing is, I think just going so deep into the diet, the supplementation required, looking at people's diets and being able to streamline those, that's absolutely amazing. But I really like these unique things, these unique actual physical treatments, whether it be acupuncture, the ear seeds, the auricular therapy. I think that's fantastic. And I think you mentioned that, acupuncture has such amazing results to it, but we've seen it, whether it's addictions or cessation of even smoking, and in this case, even like stopping cravings, it can do so many things in that way too. So now if we leverage the mindset stuff that Selena talked about, and now we start talking about using that to stop the cravings, and now we're doing things from the physical format too, mind and body, and we're working both sides together, we should definitely get more of a lasting change to these cravings, which sometimes, you know, like that old villain in a movie, it just keeps coming back, right? But we can try to see how we can actually snuff that out here for good, which is just really, really exciting for sure. The other
May
thing
I
is that,
add something, please? So I would like to add as well that it's gonna be another way of life. You're gonna change your lifestyle. Okay, so it's gonna be we can say it's gonna be a diet for life. So you're gonna is not is the most important part. It's not just losing weight or achieving a target, but the most important is to keep it. Okay, so to keep or maintain whatever you have reached is as important as the start, because you have suffered a lot to lose. Okay, but you're gonna have a new way of life to keep or maintain what you have gained as weight loss at the end. Okay, so this is the most important at the end, and this is I gonna do it through customization. So I gonna customize a diet based on your caloric balance, calorie in and calorie out, based on your medical issues or medical history. It might be has someone who is diabetic or hypertensive. They're gonna get a specific diet to help them to manage their high blood pressure or managing your diabetes, and at the same time managing their body weight. So we're gonna put in consideration their medical condition when they give them any specific diet. So at the end, it's customized. So it's customized to the patient condition, not just I'm gonna give a diet which is a general for everyone. Okay, and it's based on their metabolic rate. We're gonna calculate their basal metabolic rate, and based on that, based on their caloric balance, calorie in and calorie out, based on their physical activity level, we're gonna adjust everything, because the calories are calculated for every diet at the end.
which is where the amazing leverage of science comes in, right? Using the scientific formulas and that concept, right? Of just you know, all we have to do is reduce the amount of calories in versus out. I mean, it's a simple formula, but sometimes, like we said, there's limitations, and it's great that we're able to bust those and get through those with your programming. I know there were some questions here about specifically around whether some of this program is covered by insurance, and yes, absolutely. The parts here done by, for example, Dr. Sharif with the naturopathic medicine, this part here, this can absolutely be covered through insurance. You know, naturopathy is covered through insurance plans, as well as, of course, the chiropractic portion, which I'm going to be talking to you about now. As you know, chiropractic is covered as well. So much of this program can actually get covered. So that's, again, very exciting. Compared to a lot of diet programs obviously out there that, you know, you can't get covered because they're not being performer run or directed by health practitioners like ourselves. So again, that's exciting. So we'll get to that. We'll get to more about that part of things. But let's go into phase 3. Now that we've worked on mindset, we've got to the body. We've worked on the body issues. We've been able to clear those obstructions and limitations. Now we can start to effectively start to move, right? And again, what I want to say is that this part of things is led by our registered chiropractors and registered physiotherapists. And again, both of those are covered through insurance programming. Um, what's specific about this portion of the care is that we can actually absolutely do healthy exercising and coaching about what's safe and what's not safe to do. Show you biohacks on longevity and weight release, which we're going to get into right now. But the most important thing, like I said, from phase 1 all the way to phase 12 through this whole course, again, I want to remind you that everyone's getting chiropractic adjustments done. As I mentioned in the beginning, chiropractic has a huge role to play. So remember that, because through that as well, one of the main things is you're going to be able to move better. We're going to be able to address your mobility issues, because a lot of people are in pain. They have chronic issues, chronic comorbidities, which means that because of the extra weight that you have, it's difficult for you to move. Maybe the body hurts. And so by getting regular chiropractic care, we're able to reduce that inflammation, get you moving better, and allow you to do the exercises we're about to talk about. Now, the exercise we do, of course, will always be customized and will be easy to do for you. but you will certainly be able to do more now that you have chiropractic through the whole program. So let's go right into this phase 3, the things that we are going to be talking about and sharing with you. First and foremost, it's obviously the education piece, right? Now that you know your body and mind is aligned, let's have you use some of the latest biohacking that's science is showing and proving. And so we like to leverage this. So one thing is, and it's amazing, sometimes with science, science only does and discovers what's already there. Often through just experience over a lifetime's generations, we've come to already understand that we should be doing these things, but why we should, the science behind it, we're only getting clear about now. So some of these biohacks have been around, but now we understand why they work. And because we know why, maybe we have more faith and trust in it and we'll stick with them. For example, walking after we eat. Simple as that. If we walk after we eat, we actually have a 30% decrease in blood sugar spikes, which is huge. So some of that fatigue that you get, that laziness you get after you eat, some of that ability to just not lose those calories will start to decrease when you can just walk for 3 to 5 minutes even after eating. That's huge. Now, one thing that we maybe don't think about so much, but now we understand is if we walk before the meal. So if we also walk before the meal, so maybe it could be doing your exercise, for example, or going for that walk around the block. Doing that before your meal actually has a 20% increase in fat burn and a 300% increase in growth hormone production, which helps shed belly fat because growth hormones are needed to increase metabolism. And so by walking before the meal and maybe just 3 to 5 minutes after, it's a great, if you just do that alone, you're going to get significant increase in loss of calories. And we talked about the calories in and the calories out. This will really help with the calories out. Now, when you are walking, if you can stack upon that, especially if you're using and incorporating walking as an exercise regime daily for 20 to 30 minutes, ideally, if you could do that as something you're doing, for example, before your meal, perhaps first thing in the morning, if we can actually alternate brisk and slow walking. So for example, if it's a 30-minute walk, 3 minutes I'll walk very brisk, and then 3 minutes I'll walk at a bit of a slower pace. And then 3 minutes brisk, 3 minutes slower pace. And just do that. What we find is just that alternating effect, that alternating pace increases fat burn for actually 48 hours even after the walking. So that's a tremendous amount of length of time that you're getting the advantages of the interval walking. Now, stack upon that a 5% incline. So walking in an area where there's a bit of an incline, maybe up a hill or up a bit of a inclined road, you will actually lose 50% more calories if you do that. So can you see how we're stacking these things? Walking before the meal, walking after the meal, interval walking, adding an incline. It's a stack upon stack, and we're starting to get exponential changes here in what's happening to us. Now, when we're walking, and we talk about brisk walking, don't think that you have to really, really like get out of breath. In fact, the fat burn zone is called zone 2. So zone 2 is a pace where you can still actually hold a conversation with somebody if you're walking. But in our program, we will help set for you and let you know exactly what your maximum heart rate is for you, your age, and what 60 to 70% level is of that maximum, because that's your zone 2. Zone 2 is 60 to 70% of maximum heart rate. And now on top of that, if there wasn't enough already, you stack rucking. Now, rucking, if you look at the latest podcast and you hear about the latest podcast like On Purpose, etc., you'll see that rucking is huge. People are understanding now why people in the military and the army are so much in shape, because they carry backpacks on their back when they're going for these long walks or jogs and so forth. And what we're finding is if you're carrying, for example, a backpack, a weighted backpack, and ideally in front of you, because if you carry it in back of you, sometimes that is difficult for the posture. We start to really hunch forward. But if we carry it in front of us, then what happens is we stay more upright. So that'll be good for postures, talking as a chiropractor. But have a weighted backpack and then start to do your walk and stay in that 60-70% maximum heart rate, that's zone 2. And what you'll see is you'll actually increase calorie burns by even 50% just doing that. So that's huge. So again, stack after stack. Now, the other stack you can do, which I guess we sometimes think, well, let's just lean on our treadmill or our elliptical machine. But if you actually did this outdoors in green spaces specifically, where oxygen is higher, clearly, and there's just a bit more of a well-being feeling. We love it when we're in the sunlight. We love it when we're in nature. We hear the birds singing and chirping. Science shows that we actually dip in our cortisol levels. Stress hormones actually come down, even in 15 minutes. Cortisol levels come down 14%. So then the next point is if we can actually track our steps, because that leads to motivation. I know all of you love that as part of the kind of water cooler talk. We're able to say, hey, I walked this much today. I walked my 10,000 steps, or I'm only 2,000 steps away from hitting 14,000 steps today, or whatever it may be. But by sharing that with each other, we're able to reinforce our goals, our vigor, and we stay motivated and we stay more consistent. So having a way of mapping and tracking things is always good, right? Just like those weight scales, right? Obviously, we love to jump on this weight scale and see what our progress is. We want to make sure that we're tracking our steps to our movement, this healthy movement. So again, reviewing this, simple. Let's walk before we have our meal, ideally, even if it's for a short time, 3 to 5 minutes. But if you can have that full exercise at least once a day where you're walking 25 to 30 minutes and you're alternating that rate of brisk and slower walking, you're incorporating this walking in zone 2 walking. And again, how long we do this, we will talk about individually based on your abilities. Incorporating some rucking if possible, carrying a weighted backpack, for example, being outdoors and tracking your steps. These are simple things as part of the same activity, walking, but tremendously will increase your results. And I think everyone can walk, except of course, those people with disabilities like arthritis, chronic pain, bad backs, back pain, and so forth. And again, I want to remind you, as I started this whole presentation with the Intelligent Health Group, we have programs that specifically address those things. So during the course of this, we can be employing those techniques and helping getting you out of those pains and those disabilities so that you can actually start to do these type of intelligent activities at a greater rate and get more results out of them. And that's another huge benefit of IHG presenting this program to you. So when we get into this phase 3 of our program, aside from educating you on all of these biohacks, instructing you on how to do this safely, we specifically then will go into our exercise, our active exercise programming. And that means we will instruct you on cardio exercises, strength training exercises, which is huge. We need to build muscle. The more muscle we have, especially in our lower extremities, the more calories you burn. And you continually burn that throughout the whole day because our muscles need to get fueled. And so more calories are exerted if we have more tone in our muscles. So we will go over that. We will actually customize that for you, tailor that for you, so that you're actually having a cardio and strength program that's right for you. Okay, and it's going to maximize your results. We'll monitor your progress. We'll monitor the weight changes, your fat distribution, the fat around the belly, and so forth, if that's where we want to lose it. Your body shape changes. We'll monitor everything with you and guide you through this process. Again, talking about chiropractic, I've talked about having a healthy nervous system. If our brain and spine is right, stress hormone will be down. We've talked about that. The less stress hormone in your body, the better your metabolism, the better your immunity, less insulin resistance in the body. Certainly, through regular chiropractic care, I mentioned, mobility will be increased, will prevent injuries. If you are in the gym or exercising, will prevent injuries. We'll be able to optimize that nervous system functioning and regulate our hormones. This is really, really important because many people have issues around thyroid that they've gone unnoticed or undiagnosed. Um, Even if it has been undiagnosed, as we talked about Dr. Sharif, we'll find that out. But by getting regular adjustments and decreasing cortisol and stress in your body, our hormone axis gets more in tune. And we're able to, again, have our body work better for us. Our physiology works better for us. And so we will have, as a byproduct, better weight loss, a better an ability to actually get the weight off and keep it off. It's all part of that whole physiological shifting we're trying to do. So chiropractic care works so importantly. And what we do is we actually, to make lasting chiropractic changes in our spine, if you're chiropractic patients, you know, it takes about 24 visits or at least 90 days to start seeing neurological changes in our posture pattern, in the way that our nervous system is firing and wiring. And so we will do that through the whole course of this 12 weeks, which is 90 days. We will have that chiropractic program going on in the background, and that's huge. So that was a lot. Again, we started talking about mindset. We shifted to physiological changes in the body. We talked about biohacking and intelligent exercise programming that's going to be customized for you. And now let's go to some of those questions people had. Clearly, one of the questions people had is how much is this going to cost? And certainly, as you can see, there's tremendous amount of value here. There's tremendous amount of expertise, professional expertise being leveraged here, and we're able to do things at a much more deeper level than you've ever had before. So clearly, the thought is there would be a high cost for these sorts of things. Now, what's special right now, and I'm getting really excited about this as I speak about this, is we have a founder's offer. And that founder's offer is for the people here right now on this call. And people taking advantage of this are going to have these very exclusive bonuses. So one thing we find is often after going through the first 4 weeks of the mindset shifting, people have questions. The questions are, well, what about this? Or I'm coming across this, and how do I deal with that? And they want to maybe check in with Selena again on the mindset things. Or they're coming across something that they need more answers to. So Selena, through the course of these 12 weeks, will give complimentary check-ins to you. So you can check in with her and have your questions answered. She will be accessible, which is huge. Normally, she charges $250 a session just for a check-in, but here it's all included. You will also get complimentary check-in consultation with Dr. Sharif as well. He will do a complimentary check-in at one point. After his part, if you still have any specific questions, he's accessible. You can access him at any time. With myself, for any part of customizing programming for you, whether it's the biohacking, through the exercise, through the active rehab, through the chiropractic care, I will be available to you at all times. You can book a complimentary phone consultation with me at any point to answer any of your questions. Similarly, we talked about mobility, improving and enhancing mobility. Our physiotherapist will be helping us with the exercise programming. But if you have any specific complaints, say you have a bad shoulder or again, knee issues or something that's basically hampering you, you can have a complimentary physiotherapy assessment done with our physiotherapist so we can determine what the problem is and get you answers about how to fix that part of the problem and get past that. So it's not limiting you. Again, that's a value of $125 just for that complete assessment. So these bonuses will be included complimentary to you. Okay. If that wasn't enough, now we get into some really good stuff. Okay. In our Mississauga location, we have our gym. You can have unlimited use of our Mississauga gym during our clinic hours. So if you need a space where you can do those exercises we've prescribed for you, we are there for you. We can help get you set up with them, show you how to safely use the equipment, and allow you to use our gym space. You don't have to go and get a membership with another gym. We have cardio equipment, we have the strength training equipment on site, so you can actually use that unlimited. Chiropractic treatments I talked about being included in the program, but after that, people need continued ongoing chiropractic treatment clearly. Chiropractic is for life because just like we clean our teeth, we need our spinal system fine-tuned. We need our nervous system working for us. Stress is always coming in the body, so how can we release that? How can we offset that? You need regular chiropractic tune-ups for that. So for the next 3 months after the program, we will be giving you 50% off our chiropractic treatments. So our $70 treatments become $35 only to you at any point that you want to use it, unlimited for that 3 month. Any products not covered by insurance that we sell from our clinic, whether it be postural aids, mobility aids, etc., 10% off. You will have exclusive savings. For those people wanting to get even more further with their active part of the therapy and they start enjoying things like, or they want to explore things like yoga for more flexibility, or if we think that's appropriate for you, you will get 2 free yoga sessions at Inya Yoga, which is a partner yoga studio in our community, which is an amazing center. It's a sanctuary. It's a beautiful location. If you haven't already, do check it out. They will be providing our members of our weight loss program 2 free yoga sessions. Sky Fitness, again, a great community partner for us. Their trainers are absolutely fantastic. They will provide 1 free personal training session to you. If you want to take, again, things to the next level, you want to continue into maybe having a gym membership or doing things more at a higher level of performance and fitness, we can set you up with a personal training session to take things just to the next level beyond what we're doing in our program. And so that's, again, going to be included complimentary. Personal training sessions usually are $200, $250 a session. It's totally going to be included for free in this program. So to answer the question, here you go. Our program for all of these things is normally $34.50. But exclusively for those people on today, specifically, ready with the drum roll? For the first 2 people that sign up by scanning the QR code here, you will get the whole program at 50% off. So it's a ridiculous offer. $17.25 would be your price. For $17.25, you'll get everything I mentioned, all the bonuses. And just to put that in perspective, just a chiropractic program alone, what we're offering, the 24-visit chiropractic program, is $17.50. So you're actually getting a discount on just the chiropractic portion of the program, let alone getting Selena's portion, Dr. Shree's portion, all our bonuses, all included. So it's a ridiculous value, and it makes it very accessible to people. And more importantly, it finally gets you the results that you've been looking for. So what I'm going to ask everyone to do, I'm sure some people have already started, is get your phones out, scan this QR code on your screen, and enroll in the program. For the first 2 people that we get through, the price will show up on your side as $17.25. This is exciting. And again, we're excited because we always want to make our community happier and healthier. And I know the weight is a big issue. It's a big concern for so many people. And people have always kind of, as a yo-yo, gone up and down with it. And they've had various different results. And it's frustrating. It's very, very discouraging. So if we can finally get to a situation where we have a holistic, comprehensive approach, where we're supporting you and guiding you through this at this deep level and getting you results, we feel very, very blessed and very happy and excited to be able to deliver that to you. So I do encourage you, take advantage of that. Do ask me any questions. I'm here to answer those questions, and we can go from there. So with that, I will open it up for any questions, and you can post those questions in the chat. I'll also look across our platform to see what people are asking, and we will go from there. All right.
Marie, one of the questions is, please let us know step by step if I have to start the program on my first appointment.
Okay, good questions. And so who do you have to book your first appointment with? Well, first of all, once you enroll in the program, if you're enrolling in the program, I definitely encourage you to enroll right now. If you still have questions and you're not ready to enroll in the program today, again, the program's here for us. The program's here. Again, the founder's pricing may not be there, but it's definitely going to be accessible to you, and it's a fantastic value. Who you would be booking with the first session, once you call our office, and I would suggest call our head office location here in Mississauga, and I would personally meet with you. I would suggest I would personally meet with you. And so you could schedule a free consultation with me to come in, and we can go deeper into your goals, your expectations, your hopes, and we can let you know if you, again, would qualify for this program, if it would be a good opportunity and solution for you. And then I can guide you into enrolling you accordingly. So that's what I would suggest, Selena, is for Juan, who's asked a question. Um, you don't have to start right away if you have questions, book in a consultation. If you are ready to jump in, and I say just jump in, enroll. And once enrolled, then yes, the first session would be booked with me. I would do the whole medical workup. I would again enroll you into our chiropractic programming because it's all about starting with the healthy nervous system. And then we immediately would pivot and book you in for your first session with Selena. And she would begin your first 4 weeks of the program with the mindset shifting. At which point then, during weeks 5 to 8, she would refer you over to begin the second portion with Dr. Sharif. And then he would book an appointment at week 9 with me again to go beyond just the chiropractic, and we would begin the active rehab portion with myself and my physiotherapy team. So that's how the step-by-step process would go. I think that answers your question, Rajwant. So that's great. All right. I think there's another question or a comment by our co-founder, our beautiful co-founder, Dr. Bajaj. So Dr. Bajaj is asking about, or stating really for the record, that we mentioned that our chiropractic care, our naturopathy gets covered by insurance coverages, and it does, which is fantastic. Yes, and of course, Selena's part would get covered if you have a health spending account. So people sometimes, often as part of their insurance policy, have a health spending account, slush fund, so to speak, and you can use that on anything. So you could use that on toward this program. For example, if your insurance was done for naturopathy or chiropractic, you could still use that portion that's left in your health spending account toward this program in any part of the program, whether it's Selena's portion, our portion, or Dr. Sharif's, it doesn't matter. So that's how insurance works. But again, we can go over this in more detail with our administrators when you come to our clinic, and we'd be happy to answer those questions for you. But I think that's just a bonus, right? Especially if you're in the founder's pricing at $1,750 and you get your coverage done, most of the program would get covered through your insurance, which is very exciting.
1725.
1725, yes. What did I say?
1750.
Okay, I guess I was looking for the extra $25, but that's okay. 1725.
There was one more
corrected.
question hidden there, and that was, can this be done at the Brampton location?
Yeah, so the great thing is that our programming can be done at any of our locations. So if you're in Kitchener, Brampton, Brantford, Mississauga, Brampton, it doesn't really matter. We can absolutely perform this, and Selena and Dr. Shree's parts can easily be done virtually to virtual consultation. So that definitely is a great savings of time for you. It makes it very convenient. But obviously, our chiropractic portion of the program, the hands-on part, getting your chiropractic adjustments, that would be done at any of our locations, and of course, we have chiropractors at all of our locations. So it can be done at any location. The extra bonus of using our gym in our Mississauga location, while we don't have that opportunity in this situation, certainly we have places like in our Brickyard location, an opportunity for a physiotherapist to show you exercises. We do have a small area to show you some active therapy, and we can absolutely start having you use that. But we can show you safe ways of doing things at home as well, or at your local gym. In each city, we do have joint ventures with other partners, community partners. So whether it may not be Inya Yoga like we have in Mississauga, there are yoga studios in Brampton that we're affiliated with that you could also get your first yoga session for free. and similarly for personal training. So we can direct those parts of the bonuses just a bit uniquely, but absolutely you can access this program from any location. In terms of the question around the payment, how does the payment work? Is it one time or installments? So if you were to click on that QR code, and look at that, and I should probably bring that back up, shouldn't I? In case anybody still is trying to click on the code. So I should go back to that. See, here's my driving skills for the night. So let me just stop my share, go back there, and let's go back to that slide so I can explain it to everybody. Sharing my screen. All right, beautiful. So yes, so how this works is once you click on this QR code, it will ask you for that full payment of $17.25. So to be clear, this is again you're purchasing the program. Now, if for whatever reason in the program you're not let's say satisfied, or things are just you want to opt out of the program for any reason, which we really never see. The chiropractic and naturopathy portion, the phase 2 and 3, you can opt out of. The first 4 weeks is non-refundable. And so there is that component of the program that is not refundable, but the remainder, if it's been unused, that portion would be refundable. Okay. But that being said, it is a one-time payment of $17.25 that you're making. And if you are doing the regular programming, it is $34.50. That part of the program as well, it's a one-time payment. Now, we do have MediCard. So for those of you who are unaware, for all of our programs at Intelligent Health Group, we do have the MediCard option. MediCard is a financing program for all healthcare, and our weight loss program is eligible for that as well. So with that, for 12 months, for example, you can actually get an interest-free, admin fee-free opportunity to pay this amount in installments, 12 equal installments over the year. And again, no interest, no fees. So that again just makes it just even that much more juicy of an opportunity, because you're looking at maybe like whether it's $120 or something like that, you could actually be getting a month, $120 a month. You could be getting this whole program. So that makes it very affordable. And again, if you have questions around that, you can certainly reach out to our administrators and they can help you solve that part of things. So again, here is our QR code if you want to do that. Now, let me see if there's any other questions here. I think there was. I think Selena mentioned it amounts to $4.80 a day, if that was the case. Yes. All right. So again, the value proposition is there. All right. I think that's it for the questions right now. So again, if you or someone you know is dealing with weight loss and is finally looking to solve that issue in a unique way that they have not had an opportunity to do before, this is the program for them. So do share it, do share the news, and we'll be happy to offer free consultations for anybody, like we do always, to answer any questions around our programming and direct them accordingly. Okay.
Dr. Puri, Ada just snuck in a question there, asking if there was any way to access the slides. She missed the first 10 minutes of the presentation, unfortunately.
Absolutely. So what we'll do for you, Ada, is we will forward you the slideshow and the replay of this presentation. We'll absolutely do that. So all you need to do is, maybe if you wouldn't mind sneaking in the your email address here into the chat bot, and I will make sure I do that for you personally. Okay, perfect. All right. Well, thank you again, everybody, and we will chat with everybody soon. Thank you again.
Okay. Thank you for hosting that. You did a great job.
I'm just waiting for me to stop my recording. There.